Chapter 541 to 542. Chen Jingguan embarrassed Zhang Yi. This is not a duel, but a one-sided ravage. Chen Jingguan and Sun Jiaming are not at the same level. According to Zhang Yi's judgment, Chen Jingguan's ability level is only at the LV3 Gamma level, which is originally behind the first-line level of Tianhai City. If Wei Dinghai had not died, he would have no chance to take over. The ability he was proud of was manipulated and played with by others at will, and he made a fool of himself at this time. There were also subordinates from the Chaoyu base around, but they didn't dare to go to rescue Qin Jinguan. Because this was a one-on-one duel, even Qin Jinguan was beaten up by Sun Jiaming, and it was useless for them to go. The aliens in Days City are not vegetarians. Zhang Yi also saw Xiao Honglian and Xing Tian in the crowd, but they obviously had no intention of taking action. Xiao Honglian and Xing Tian saw Zhang Yi, and their eyes were a little hopeful. The look they looked at Zhang Yi clearly asked him if he wanted to take action. Zhang Yi smiled coldly and looked away. Bailey Chongqing glanced at Zhang Yi, a little worried that Zhang Yi would suddenly get furious and kill everyone here. He stretched out his hand and put it on Zhang Yi's shoulder, comforting him. Do you want me to stop it? It's inconvenient for you to take action. Zhang Yi looked at Bailey Chongqing and suddenly laughed. There was no trace of displeasure in his smile. No need, isn't this interesting? It's just to relieve everyone's boredom. He and the three major forces in Tianhai City are not close. Although the three major bases are trying their best to please him and hope to get his protection. But this time, Chen Jingguan did not listen to Zhang Yi's warning and went to duel with Sun Jiaming without authorization, which violated his order. Let him suffer for it himself. As for this matter, will the forces in other cities think that Tianhai City is weak? That doesn't matter. If anyone has that idea, you can come and try it. After Zhang Yi finished speaking, he turned around and left. There was nothing good about this farce of unilateral ravage. After thinking it over, Bailey Chongqing asked Yan Yanwei to stop Sun Jiaming in the name of not causing any loss of life. But at this time, Chen Jingguan had been beaten half to death. It also let all the aliens present know that the level of aliens in Tianhai City was greatly reduced, and even this level could be the leader of a force. Zhang Yi returned to the venue and sat down in his seat. Others also came back one after another. Everyone talked and laughed about the battle just now. In their conversations, contempt for Tianhai City was overflowing. Even many people cast their eyes in the direction of Zhang Yi and others, and their tone was mostly teasing and mocking. Liang Yu sighed lightly. This time things have become troublesome. Chen Jingguan's defeat makes people feel that Tianhai City no longer has a strong force and is weak and can be bullied. Even Liang Yu can see the problem, and others can naturally see it. Everyone couldn't help but look worried. But Zhang Yi didn't say anything. No matter how much you say now, it's useless. The key is how you do it. After dealing with the affairs of Blizzard City, he will naturally find someone to show his authority and let people know that there are still strong people in Tianhai City. Xiao Honglian, Xing Tian and others also came back, followed by Chen Jingguan, who was covered in injuries. Although they felt a little embarrassed, they were all organizations in Tianhai City after all, and they couldn't just ignore him. Several people came and sat down not far from Zhang Yi. Chen Jingguan looked bruised and swollen, but Sun Jiaming didn't dare to kill him here after all, so his movements were not seriously affected. After several people sat down, they clearly heard the ridicule of others in their ears, and their faces were extremely ugly. Zhang Yi didn't even bother to look at Chen Jingguan, and was chatting and laughing with Zhou Ke, Lu Kuran, and others. Xiao Honglian couldn't stand it anymore, so she came over and said to Zhang Yi, can you ask Dr. Zhou to take a look at Chen Jingguan? He seems to have injured his internal organs. Zhang Yi didn't even turn his head and said lightly, he likes fighting, so how could he not afford the price of losing? Xiao Honglian's face was a little embarrassed. She also knew that Zhang Yi was annoyed that Chen Jingguan didn't listen to him and had a duel with Sun Jiaming privately. Chen Jingguan also knew that he was in the wrong, but he still explained to Zhang Yi. It's not that I'm brave and aggressive, it's just that they're bullying too much. I was just chatting with an old acquaintance outside, and he came over to mock my old boss Wei Dinghai. He also said that there is no one in Tianhai City now, so why not join his team and let his people manage Tianhai City? In front of so many forces from other cities, if I just tolerate it, won't people look down on the forces in Tianhai City? Hearing this, Zhang Yi glanced at him, but asked casually, "Then have you given face to the mayor of Tianhai now?" This sentence slapped Qin Jinguan in the face. Now everyone can see that the leader of a force in Tianhai City is so weak that he is played like a bug by Sun Jiaming. The face of all the major forces in Tianhai City has been lost by Chen Jingguan. Chen Jingguan's expression. His emotions were twisted. Zhang Yi did not let him continue, but said coldly, "Okay, stop talking. You don't need to explain anything to me. After all, we are not familiar with each other." Chen Jingguan felt a chill on his back. Zhang Yi's words were already expressing his attitude. "Since you don't listen to me, we will have no relationship in the future. What does the life and death of your Chaoyu base have to do with me? There is no need to explain your actions to me." Chen Jingguan hurriedly admitted his mistakes to Zhang Yi. "Zhang Yi, I was wrong. I was wrong this time, and I deserve to be beaten. I will listen to you in everything in the future. Please don't ignore us. The biggest reliance of Chaoyu base is shipping. After what happened today, Sun Jiaming saw his strength, and he might be merciless to them at sea in the future. It is even possible to cross the sea and destroy them. At that time, Chaoyu base will be finished. If you want to survive, you must get Zhang Yi's protection." Zhang Yi sneered. "Wrong? What's wrong with you? You are so capable. As the leader of Chaoyu base, do you need to apologize to me for anything you did? You just exposed your strength and made people think that the forces in Tianhai City are weak. It just caused trouble for other forces. What's wrong with you?"
Although
Xiao Honglian and Xing Tian didn't say anything, they also had opinions about Qin Jinguan's behavior in their hearts, but Zhang Yi didn't hesitate to say it. Qin Jinguan's face turned pale, and he stammered and didn't know what to say. He was only about 30 years old. Although he was older than Zhang Yi, he was born in a family of high-ranking officials. As soon as he entered the army, he was taken care of everywhere. His character was far worse than Zhang Yi. So much so that after being slightly provoked by Sun Jiaming, he couldn't control himself and ran to duel with him. He couldn't even judge his own strength clearly, was slapped in the face by others, and caused trouble for other forces in Tianhai City. Who else could be wrong? With every new chapter it becomes more crazy. If you are eager to know more, then subscribe quickly if not already and comment to cheer me up. Thanks, my dear viewers.